We wish to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land we are producing on, the Woodjuk people. We wish to acknowledge and respect their continuing culture and the contribution they make to the life of this city and this region.
Warning, this podcast is a safe space for all individuals to freely express themselves in the sexiest way possible. Any information or advice provided comes from our own experiences and in no means should be taken as professional advice. We respect each individual and their experiences and have zero tolerance for any rude or unsolicited behaviour. Hi guys, welcome to Project Sweet, Loud, Untamed Tarts, or as we know it, Project
Slut. 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 I'm a slut.
Project S.L.U.T, the show that educates and entertains all things sex in an inclusive and positive way. Let's put power back into being a slut and fight back slut shaming with your host, Lavi.
Good morning, everyone, and Happy
New Year! Yay! So we're doing Montana's Munchies right now, live. She's excited. Are you excited?
For today? A little bit. I mean, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, so our episode today is on public sex, but we're going to do Montana's Munchies first. So do you want to hold that? Hold everyone for a little bit. I'll go get your munchies. Put your mask on!
Dude, I've got like one hand.
I'll take it.
Oh, God. Okay. Girl has lashes now, you know? Gotta be careful.
She looks really nice today.
Okay. Yeah, the mask matches my fit.
Okay, you good?
Yes.
Alright, so today we have this I'm gonna get it for everyone. It was a gift from a friend. And I hope he's watching.
So do you not like this gift then? Because you're giving it to me?
So I'm gonna give this to you to hold first, okay?
Oh.
It's in plastic.
What is that?
It's in plastic.
Oh.
You're fine.
God.
It's in plastic there. No, it's legit what you're about to eat. Oh, there's the camera. There we go.
I know what this is, dude. This is salami.
You ready to try it?
Yeah. I actually can't smell it though.
Yeah, it's pretty well wrapped. I'm gonna feed it to you. Ready? Do you want another piece?
Yep.
There you go.
It's
like feeding a little.
It's got aniseed in it and chili.
You're correct, and you can take your mask off because then you can have a look at what it looks like. This was homemade from our friend, and they dropped it off to us.
Oh my God.
It's so good, right?
Yes. So happy about
Shouting out to Mateo, you have a good sausage.
Dude, that's lit. I'm taking that, sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, he gave me 2, so yes, you can have that.
That was really good. Fuck, I love food.
I can chop some more. That one, the other one's open.
Who made that?
Yeah, like he gave it some to me for Christmas when he came over.
Oh, that is so much tastier because it was made by hand.
We'll be right back.
This episode is going to be a little bit different because it's a new year. We're going to experiment the way we do things. And like I said earlier on Instagram, this episode is going to be recorded, which it is right now. We have my phone out. Just test running this. We're not professionals.
Yeah, we're just giving it a hard crack.
And the thing is, I think a lot of people like that we're not this alter ego actor, kind of high quality showroom type people. It's just us sitting down. It's always in our comfort zones. We're either at your house or my house. Yeah. Just doing what we like, talking shit.
Yeah, I think when you're yourself, especially in front of a camera or a microphone, it shows a lot of character that you're authentic and you know yourself and you don't have to put on an act to be a certain way. So
yeah,
I still think if we did it in that kind of setting, we would still be ourselves, and just because we have fancy equipment around doesn't mean we have to change.
Oh, exactly.
Who we are. So yes,
and we'll definitely get there. And I mean, we were talking about it as well. Season 3 is something that we're definitely looking into getting full video apps for just not everyone on OnlyFans, but also on YouTube, because that's something that we get requested most. I feel like a lot of people every episode are always like, do video apps. And I mean, I don't know why you want to see my face talk. Like, I genuinely like Would you not rather just...
I guess it's like something different, like, because a lot of people have, you know, like heard our voices and like they know us through, you know, like the photos and friends of friends. But I think having it like video recorded, like it would just be a whole different kind of experience for our viewers.
So today had a bit of a switch around on our schedule. Like I said, we don't take, you know, formally, I'd say, you know, things that are trending. Like, you know, we never planned the Pride episode at all.
True.
And the only reason I did that was because I forgot we were invited, and then last minute I was like, hey, shit, guys, we gotta go to Pride on the weekend.
You're like, get your rainbow ready, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, this episode wasn't planned. However, it came from an episode that we filmed earlier a few weeks ago with your friend that you introduced us to. That was Candace. And during the episode, we were talking about, you know, her journey, but then we did horse stories. Do you remember?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And do you remember her horse story?
I do a little bit. Yeah, I thought it was.
Don't give it away just yet.
Spicy.
It was probably one of the spiciest horse stories we've had ever.
Well, like the fact that like she told it from like start to finish, and she was very in depth with like detail, and like you could tell that like she wasn't afraid to like say everything that happened. Like I was like, this is sick. Like,
yeah,
I love that. Like being open, very open.
So she gave us her little account, and because this horse story took place in public, it kind of led from there to us kind of asking a lot more questions on our socials about public sex, and I realized so many people were interested in this topic. So that's what we're doing today. We're doing an episode on public sex.
Can't wait.
It's such a long intro into it, but that's essentially what we're doing. Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Okay, so I can't be on camera, I realised, this long because I have all the questions on my phone.
And you have to fix your eyelash, not gonna lie.
Oh, it's alright, it's okay. We're gonna be off camera soon anyways. Shut up.
Sorry, God. It's us being real, okay? Like,
Okay, you know what? They're coming
laugh.
off right now. Can't even tell, I'm so far away from the camera. Because she forgot the camera stand and I'm using a flower pot.
Not gonna make it work. We have option B.
Exactly, this is what I mean. The OnlyFans is your exclusive chance to look at us test trialing this, because before season 3 we'll get our shit together. We've got a few months before we have to fine tune this, right? So we got time. I will fix my lashes before then. So we're talking about public sex. Before I give you all the info that our audience has sent to us, do you find public sex appealing? No, think about this. I'm not talking about like the ones that you've had recently or like with specific. I'm just like in general, if someone was like, I want a list of things that you enjoy doing in the bedroom, is public sex one of those things?
Yeah, 100%. Because it's spontaneous and it's fun, and it's, you know, like doing it in public and not in like the comfort of your own private space. Like it's very spicy and like exciting, and you know you shouldn't be doing it, but you do it anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like that rush of like adrenaline and just like that kind of thing. Like, I mean, I love it, so it's dope.
Our experiences of public sex and why we enjoy it is very different, because not long ago I only found out that you haven't even had sex in a car.
True.
And in my head I'm like, the first time for everyone, like in a fucking car. Like I feel car is such an iconic place that everyone does it when they're young, and it made me realize that our experiences of sex and public spaces is really different, because a lot of my sex life, a little bit now, but a lot of my early sex life had to be in public because I had a strict family, and they would have a strict family, and it's not like home wasn't an option. So you had to resort to places like the bathrooms or, you know, movie theaters, cars, parks, school. Like, you just have to...
School.
Like, no, I've never done it at school before. But I'm just saying, I know other people have. But, you know, the reason why I dove into public sex was not because I wanted to. It's just because it was either that or nothing.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about a little bit more about that later. But first, we're going to go into everything that our audience said, because so many people loved the public sex polls and questions we've been asking. Had so many responses. And before we go through that one, I just kind of put it out there for us to do events. dead honest. That was the most responded to question ever. The most people actually engaged with that.
Not gonna lie, I think we would kill hosting a sex party.
Maybe
Just
that's one of the
saying.
announcements we're gonna have later on.
Just saying.
It's that time again. Horror stories direct from your local working gals.
So, if you're comfortable, so normally when we do our podcast, we generally talk about, what we call horror stories. So, do you have a story to tell us? It can be involving anyone. That can be funny. It can be like super raunchy, really spicy, like semi-PG.
Could be embarrassing.
Yeah, embarrassing.
I mean, I used her burning lube in our last one, sorry, so...
I don't think I've heard that one yet. Is that the today one or?
No, the one that the last one we posted.
Wait, what did you do? I'll watch it.
Yeah, watch it and listen to it.
Yeah.
You'll find out.
It's quite funny.
Yeah, I don't know. Like you want like a raunchy story.
Go for it.
Yeah, spicier the better.
Anything.
I guess I was feeling myself so much in my transition that I was still in aspirants. It was summer. And I just started transitioning, and this guy messaged me, and I looked a mess. I looked like a country bumpkin, like bush pig mess. And I still had expensive wigs though, because I did drag, so I was still in like $1,000 wigs. So that was okay. But I'm bad at doing my hair, so it was like ratchet as fuck. But anyways, so I met up with him and his friends there. That's always what guys just do, like bring their friends. Like everyone wants to have group sex. I mean, everyone does, but anyways, he was just like, oh, my friend's here, is that okay? I was like, yeah, I guess. Like, we went to the middle of nowhere, and I guess long story short, I got put on the spit. And
Nice.
I mean, like, if two guys are taking me out to the middle of nowhere in the country, I think I'm getting murdered, so...
yeah, I think I watched like Wolf Creek the night before as well, so I was like really on edge. And then I had some poppers and it was all good.
Poppers are good. Have you ever had those before?
Yeah, see, when someone
like-
tells me, like, poppers, like, I think of, like, the candy, and I was, like, hella... Like, I think when someone's like, do you want some poppers? I, like, put my tongue out. I was like, yeah, give me, and then they were like, they put it in my nose, and I'm like, oh,
yeah, I thought the same thing. I was like, oh yeah, cool, and they're like hold one nostril, and I was like, wait, what?
Wait,
and then I was like, oh,
okay.
Oh,
Yes.
you mean like the popping candy?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so good.
No, that's literally what I thought poppers were, like, only up till maybe, like, last month.
Yeah, or like those party poppers.
Yeah, exactly. No, I did
Yeah.
not think it was drug. That's a cool story. I love that.
I'm not finished.
Oh, shit. Okay, shit. All right, we'll keep going.
let's go.
Yeah, and then they were just like, oh, we have more friends at like this campsite. And I was like, all right, whatever. Like, these guys were actually pretty hot. So it was chill with it. We went to the campsite and there was another two guys I was interested in, but another two that, I didn't care, but they weren't as hot as the other two. Yeah, I guess I got put on the spit again, but in the tent this time. So, yeah, and then after that, those other two guys wanted to join in, and I wasn't really into them, so I probably like sucked their dick for like less than 10 seconds, and then I went with the other two that I met just then to the campsite again. The other campsite.
Oh.
In the middle
okay.
of nowhere, yeah.
Damn. You're a
Sounds
busy
really
girl.
exciting.
Is that raunchy enough? I don't know.
Oh, this is fucking
Yeah.
more than everything I've ever done
Yeah,
in
that
my
was
life.
perfect. That was
Okay,
good.
yeah.
Going on video recording.
Surprisingly okay. Like, I wasn't like, oh my god, there's a camera in my face. It was just like, just a camera. Like, it was weird.
Oh, well, that's good though. Okay, so we are talking about public sex, and we put a lot of polls out there and like stories just to kind of get an idea of what people's opinions on public sex were. And that's when I found out a lot of people like public sex. So I put a poll up and I said, public sex, you either love it, it's okay in the moment, or you'd rather be in private. And surprisingly, 64% of people love public sex. So out of 100 people, 64% of people love public sex. Are you surprised by that? I thought it would be a bit higher.
Yeah, I mean, 65 it's not exactly like, it's a bit higher than average. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I'm not too surprised at that.
34% of people said they only like it in the moment. Makes sense?
Yeah.
And only 2%, which actually equals 1 vote, said they would rather be in private. 1 person out of our audience voted no.
I think it's just like a preference, really. Like if you're someone that, you know, performs better, you know, in more like in the comfort of your own home with someone, then yeah, I totally get that.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, our experiences of public sex are very different because, you know, I feel from you, yours is probably out of interest and spontaneity, whereas mine's been out of like forced habit. Like we have to have sex in the car or we're not having sex at all. And I feel like that makes you look at public sex a bit differently. But I actually quite enjoy it. I think like the thrill of not being caught, but just doing something spontaneous with your partner.
Yeah.
And it's just like you just want them so badly and you just can't wait till you have to get a moment alone, so you just have to do it right then and there. Like I love that.
Yeah, and I find that like in the moment, like it's super spicy, and then like, you know, when you both do go home later that night or that day, like I reckon like the sex after that is like just so thrilling.
Don't know if I've ever done that. I'm gonna try and think hard, and if not, you know what, I'm gonna try it.
Yeah, give it a crack.
Okay, so one of the questions I asked was common places people get it on. So we've got a lot of car parks. Someone said car parks. I mean, aren't all car parks for cars, but okay. Pub car parks, bar car parks, park car parks. Okay, look, you know what? Car parks or the beach or the beach car parks. Yeah, we get it. Car park is really popular. And then we had... oh my god, so it said back of the Jeep in a car park at Metham's is a vibe.
Metham's?
I don't know what Metham's is, but apparently that must be a really good car park because it was named specifically. We got the beach. I don't know if I would do it on the beach.
I mean, in the water maybe, but get all sandy in your bits and crevices and in your mouth. No,
I don't even like the beach to just go to the beach.
I hate the sun anyway.
I hate the sand. And I don't know if the ocean would make it any better. I feel like I would just be worried about like
imagine
sharks.
your pH. Oh, that's dirty.
Yeah, not for the beach.
No.
In the middle of a forest was tied up to a tree and banged.
Yes. Who wrote that?
Anonymous.
Oh my god.
She's really hot, by the way. I'll show you her.
That's turned me on. Jesus.
I hope she wasn't like left there though. That would have been like a fun prank, but like
no, that's hot though. So I'm just gonna come back in an hour. Like, yeah, yes.
You're in some weird shit,
dude.
We had bar toilets, and someone is guilty of doing that quite recently.
I know who that is.
It's Montana. He didn't know anyone else here. Go on. Tell the audience. What did you do? Where'd you do it? How'd you do it?
Well, so myself and my partner, we were at the Avery, a very famous rooftop bar in Perth, and yeah, we were feeling a little bit, you know, afternoon delight, getting down kind of thing, and yeah, we went to the downstairs toilet, and not going to lie, this bathroom was beautiful.
Yeah, the bathrooms at the Avery are really nice. This isn't a sponsorship by them, by the way. This is like a genuine, like we were just at the Avery.
Yeah. And this toilet was like stunning. Like it wasn't just like a, you know, dirty old like toilet. Like it had a beautiful like chair, all the colours. It was like mood lighting, and yeah, we started making out. Played a little bit of, you know, tongue tennis, and yeah, bent me over the sink and a bit of how you going.
I've had a lot of bathroom sex, and it's not always the great. I feel like I'm not a very tall person, so like, you know, the angles, stability. It's kind of a bit difficult sometimes doing it in a bathroom. I mean, were you in like a stall or were you like in the disabled toilet?
It was in the disabled bathroom.
So, fair enough. So that's a little bit more leg room, you know?
I think also because like I am so tall, and also like I was wearing heels, so I think like the
fucking giraffe.
Like the level where we were Like, it was perfect. Like, it was the right height, if that makes sense.
Very lacking in that department. Like, I am nowhere near height reach. Like, if I bent over in front of just like an average guy, like I would be bent over like in front of his kneecaps.
True.
Yeah, I'm just not a tall person. But the last time I did it in a bathroom, I can't actually remember. It was, oh, actually, you know what? It was at the gym. It was at the gym toilets.
I remember this. You told me.
Okay, I was about to say, why do you remember this?
I was there.
Not surprised. Yeah, it was really funny because I remember I kind of like lured my mate in there. Sounds like
Lured? You're just like, oh, I need to stretch my hamstring.
No,
Can you help me?
literally.
Bend me over.
I actually had a job interview that, like, in an hour, I had a job interview at my pimp job. I don't want to name the place, but you know which place I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yes.
So I was about to go for my interview there, and I was already at the gym with my partner, and I was just like, I had to go get changed for this interview after like my workout. And so I went to the bathroom, and I was like, I've got like 20 minutes. I'm like, what am I going to do? I don't want to go back out into the gym and work out. So I just like messaged him, and I was like, hey, I need your help. I can't, like, I'm trying to get dressed for this interview. Can you come help me? And in true gym bro form, he was like, yeah, just going to finish my set off first.
Of course.
And he finished his set off, and then he comes into the bathroom, and I'm like fully naked. And the thing is, I was in the disabled toilet, and it's not really like, in our gym, it's not really closed. So if anyone had just swung that door open a little bit, they would have opened me up to the entire gym floor. Because the door, I don't know why. My gym is like really open. I don't know. There's not really many places. Anyways, so he comes into the bathroom, and I'm fully naked, and it only takes him like a good couple minutes to realize that I didn't need help changing. I just wanted to have sex. So we had sex really quickly. But like I said, it was really bad because I'm really short, so I can't really do much in terms of like bend or kind of sit. And I ended up bruising and cutting open my kneecap on like a little side bench. Got sex over quickly, put my dress on, went on for a job interview. But I got the job, so I mean, like, it's probably good luck.
Perfect. Very spontaneous.
Yeah. Okay, so just going back to the list of things that people were saying. So the other question I asked was, have you ever been caught out in public? And like, where have you been caught out in public and things like that? Oh, one of them is very similar to what you're going to tell for your horror story today. So I'm going to leave that one a secret. So I want to tell it because I want to give everyone away. Everyone has to listen to this horror story. It's probably a very good horror story for the start of the year, I reckon. Okay. Someone said, hotel in the city, I think he was going to say her butt. Her butt was planted against the window opposite us, and the other hotel guests watched. That's pretty cool.
I like that. It's very like cinematic kind of like movie shot.
Yeah, almost like you get to just kind of be like a voyeur from a very like far away.
Yeah, that's kinky as shit. That's so hot.
Yeah, man, I want to kind of put that on my list. Hey, do it against the window, but like I kind of want to like make sure people are watching.
That's so hot.
Because I wouldn't even know who you are because you're in a different hotel.
Yeah.
Yes, in a random boat on a trailer on the side of the road at Hillary's Boat Harbour. That's really specific.
Yeah, very specific, very
random
detailed.
Boat on a trailer. So the boat was on the trailer.
So was it theirs?
Oh, they didn't even say.
Maybe it wasn't theirs.
So you just like see a boat attached to a trailer on the side of the road, and you decide to like jump in and have sex. What if the fucking car started moving?
Yeah, or like what if like the people that were driving the car went for a piss or something, came back, and they're like, oh, why is the boat shaking? It's like, there's someone in there.
Yeah, that would freak me out though.
Yeah. Yeah.
But just like imagine just us going to our boat and just being like, what the fuck? There's people having sex in there and it's not us.
That's exciting, but also very scary because you just don't know what the outcome of that could have been. Like the scenarios. Yeah.
And while we're here, because I forgot to mention this earlier, we don't endorse public sex because it technically is illegal. We're just talking about our experiences and what we do. Yep. Definitely don't break into someone's boat trailer and have sex in there because that's kind of weird.
Yeah, we don't do that.
No judgment, but it's just that's a little bit too much for us, right? Okay. Once fucked in a 2-story car park and how people below us clapping and cheering. Okay. Now I have a question for this one. Were they clapping and cheering because you were having sex, or were they clapping and cheering in general, and that was just like the vibe of it, like being near a car park? Surely no one was clapping and cheering for them. Surely not.
Yeah, nah, I don't think so.
Oh, this is interesting. Someone wrote, I reckon there's a good finger banging video on the Fraser's restaurant security cam video log. Kings Park is a big one. I think we talked about this, didn't we? Did you call me and ask me once?
Yeah.
And I was saying to you that the last time I went on a date to Kings Park, I had sex there. I've had sex at Kings Park in a car, and I've had sex at Kings Park on the grass.
Yeah, like I think I was asking you questions like how, like where, how, like do you do it if you're like on the grass? But like when we went Christmas Eve, there were like people everywhere, and I was like, there's no fucking way that we're like getting away with this.
Yeah, no.
And it was very, very cold too. So
the other thing is, because it's illegal, like as much as and as fun as it can be to have public sex, the reason it's a crime is because you're actually exposing yourself to other people who aren't consenting, and that's the law about it. So don't be a dick. Don't start to think that you can have public sex, especially when there's children around. Like, you don't want to traumatize them, right?
yeah, of course not. No.
When I did it at Kings Park, it was night, but there were people around. But just, I feel like everyone around us was doing the exact same thing. We were like far away, but like you could just see like couples just like lying under their own blankets, chilling.
You know what I want to know? Like, you know, based around the whole like public sex stuff, like when you have sex in public, like do you like finish, or like does your partner finish, or do you just like kind of have sex for a little bit and then you kind of stop?
Ooh.
You know what I mean? Like
I'd say like finishing, because that's like sex to me. Do you know? I mean, you don't always have to finish to have sex, but like I would say like, I mean, like most of 99% of the time I've ever been in public to have sex, we've either me or my partner have both finished.
Yeah, because I can say that I haven't like ever finished, but like it was just fun like doing it like in public, and then obviously later on that night, you know, if the feeling's still there, then
finish it up.
We'd finish it at home. So but yeah.
I mean, like I said before, a lot of the sex happening in public for me is forced to be in public. Sorry, if that makes sense. Like, you know, I have to do it in like the car or, you know, wherever. So, I mean, I've taken the Black Widow with me when I know that I've gone to go have sex. Like, I've sometimes been in the car with my partner, and their partner's like, you know, we just happen to pull up. He's like, do you bring a Black Widow? And I'm like, I don't just always have it on me, but like, yeah, this time I do.
Black Widow is the best.
Are you ready for this?
We're back on talking about public sex. And when I always tell you this, to not tell me your whole story earlier than me listening to it live on the podcast, because your horror stories are genuinely so whorish but so jaw-dropping that I want my genuine reaction sometimes to it.
Yeah.
And your dumbass briefly told me already before we even had recorded, but I still want to get you guys to listen to, because I am swearing to God, the minute she told me this earlier today, my jaw opened. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I am friends with this big of a hoe. Fucking love her.
I mean, she's a lot more retired these days, but she still has a few juicy stories.
Are you really that retired?
Up her skirt.
You have a lot of things up your skirt. All right, so take us back, set the scene.
All right, cool. So you all remember the festival called Stereosonic, yeah? Or the
bit out of my time. So what year were we talking about?
This would have been when I was 23.
You know, when you were 23?
So I think that was when like the last Stereosonic.
I was in high school.
Please don't make me feel old.
Yeah, you are pretty old. But anyway, Stereosonic, you're 23.
Yes. So I went up to Perth for the weekend with one of my ex-boyfriends.
So you lived in Albany at the time?
Yep. And yeah, went to Stereosonic. Obviously, we, you know, had some drinks, had some other things.
Wait, so what kind of music was Stereosonic?
It was very like doof, very like remix kind of club. Like, it wasn't like drum and bass or anything or house music. It was like douche, like real like bassy kind of like, yeah.
Was there any big artists?
I think from, Calvin Harris went to one of them. So it was very kind of DJ kind of style music.
yeah.
So yeah, I actually miss them because they were pretty good. But yeah, so me and my partner at the time, we had some drinks, had some other things, and we were kind of like feeling the vibe. And yeah, it was actually his idea to go into the mosh pit, like right in the middle, like
To mosh, right?
yeah, to mosh. And then it was kind of my idea because I had this like black kind of like tennis skirt, kind of leather skirt on it, like if you will. And I kind of looked at him, but by this stage we were getting crushed, like to the point where we were like sardines in a can. So I move in front of him and I kind of give him that look, like my smirk, you know what I mean, when I'm up to no good.
You have a very definitive smirk. And I'm just going to tell you this. Your smirk, you just know Montana wants to do something cheeky. And sometimes she does it. I think you don't realise you're doing it because
Yes,
a couple
correct.
of weeks ago we were at a party, like a little pool party. And I think you just wanted to go to the toilet. And you just said to me, do you want to go to the toilet? Let's go on an adventure. And you gave me this smirk and I'm like, what the fuck? Well, no, I don't need to go. She's just like, I just want to go to the bathroom. I'm like, then why are you giving me this look?
Oh God, I
You
need to
have a
work on
very
that.
cheeky look. So
Yeah.
so you gave your partner this little Montana look.
Yes, this little kind of like hair flick, like, little wink kind of thing. And then, yeah, I slightly pulled my underwear to the side and bent over slightly and pulled my skirt up. And like, he knew what was up, like straight away. He was like, okay. So,
Okay, but
and then-
can you like describe how crowded it was? Like, was there space around you or were you like mosh?
I was in a mosh. Like, think of like tuna in a can.
Oh my
like
God.
that.
Like tight packed.
It was, I don't even know how we did it, but like, obviously,
So you slid him in.
yeah, pretty much. I mean, he just like helped himself essentially. I didn't have to do anything. And then, yeah, we kind of started fucking.
Was it like my mouth is dropped. Like I'm literally like jaw dropped for this. Like I don't even know how to like host the show anymore. I don't even know how. I don't have any questions. I'm just like done.
Well, it didn't last for very long because one, we could barely breathe, and second, like people were just like fist pumping and like moving, and then people were coming in and out of the crowd. So
That's insane. I cannot even believe. Do you know now when I'm in the mosh, like I'm just gonna be looking at people's genitals. I'm like, are you out? Are you out? Is this out? Like what's happening here?
like it's actually a thing. Like, and
Is it?
Yeah.
Do you reckon it is?
Oh, 100%.
I feel
Like next time you go to a festival, like just fucking watch people because like people are very, very sneaky, and not one person knew what like we were doing. Like no one was like, oh, what the fuck's going on there? They were just like, yeah, and we were just like pretending that we were just fist pumping and dancing and stuff.
Was your partner tall?
Yes. So we were like the same height, so that's kind
Okay.
of where it like worked.
Oh,
Otherwise, I wouldn't have done it. Like I would have been like, nah.
This honestly, I don't know if I want to go to a festival with you this year. We have our little festival group chat on Facebook, and we were talking about all the festivals we want to go to for this year. And now I'm thinking, like, maybe I shouldn't go to a festival with you.
Nah, it's
You're
a
a
bit of
whole at
fun.
festivals, aren't you?
I used to be, yes.
I used to be. Can I take you back to not even a week ago? Whore ass bitch. Go on, tell us what happened.
So me and my partner went to a little kind of like drum and bass event with some of our friends. Yeah, so he was a little bit thirsty, as you might say. So we
It's a hot day.
went into the toilet, and both of us went in there. And then like so I was wearing a skirt, so I pretty much like put one leg up on the toilet, kind of pulled my skirt to the side, and yeah.
I just don't want to be around you when you have skirts on, no matter where we are now. It's like shorts only.
No, it wasn't sex. It was like, a little bit of like foreplay, like,
You know what though?
Spicy
like
foreplay.
when because I went to the same venue as you did the night before for New Year's Eve, and I saw Dizzy Rascal, and the person I went with was like angsty because the toilet lines were so long, like it was taking ages, and now it's because of people like you who don't even need the toilet. They're just fucking around. Shame on you, Montana. Shame.
That's all we have time for today. I hope you enjoyed tuning into Project S.L.U.T. Stay safe, stay whorish, and we'll see you soon.